Welcome to NEXTGames video on how to solo the high tier mission Battlefield Ark Angel Elvaan on difficult. Ark Angel Elvaan is the most difficult to solo at this difficulty in my opinion due to his continuous use of the weapon skill Arrogance Incarnate. Before we discuss strategies to deal with this weapon skill, let's go over what you will be seeing in this battle. Ark Angel Elvaan is both a paladin and a white mage. This means he possesses both good evasion and defense. It also means that sometime during the fight, Ark Angel Elvaan will use Benediction, and he can use Invincible as many times as he wants during the fight. He has access to the abilities of Shield Strike and Intervene. Shield Strike will knock you back, it's a conal knockback move, and it will also stun you for 5 to 10 seconds. It will also usually be followed up with Intervene, which will lower your attack and accuracy substantially to the point that you cannot hit him. It's kind of like Flash. Both of these are blocked by 1 to 2 shadows, so as long as you have 2 shadows up at all times, you normally won't have to deal with these 2 moves. The next thing I want to talk about is the spells he has access to. He is a white mage and a paladin, so he does have access to a wide variety of spells, including Diaga 2, Banishka 3, Holy 2, Blink, Cure 5, and Haste, as well as some others that he doesn't use quite as frequently. Next, we'll talk about his weapon skills. He favors 3 weapon skills during this fight. The first one is Vorpal Blade. This normally doesn't hit you, but it will normally wipe all of your shadows. So as long as you have 2 to 3 shadows up, it's going to wipe them. And even if you have 4 shadows up, it usually wipes those as well. Dominion Slash is an AoE damage that silences and dispels you. Usually doesn't hit for that much, usually only a few hundred damage, but if it does hit you, it can, of course, like I said, silence and get rid of some important effects on you. So you want to make sure that you have shadows up at all times, because this is blocked by 2 shadows, and also you want to make sure that you're away from your trust at all times so that they do not get inflicted with silence and dispel. Now this next one, Arrogance Incarnate, is the most important one of this entire fight, and the whole reason why this is so difficult. It is an AoE damage move for 2,000 to 3,000 damage. Now the unfortunate part about this is it's much like Spirits Within. There's no way to negate this damage. So damage reduction gear isn't going to help, defense gear isn't going to help. You're just going to take it. So all you can really do is try and make sure your hit points are as high as possible. I recommend over 3,000. And you want to make sure that you have Migawari up as much as you can during this fight. Now normally I would say you want to have Migawari up the entire fight and just kind of turn when Migawari goes down so that you're not feeding him TP. But he has a very high regen rate. And then additionally, he can use his weapon skills even if you're not feeding him TP about every 10 seconds. So because of all that, he can very easily do sometimes 3 Arrogance Incarnates within a 30-second period. And obviously you can't get up Migawari 3 times within 30 seconds. So you want to use Migawari to help you through as many Arrogance Incarnates as possible. But at the same time, you want to have enough hit points to live through the majority of them. So that's why you want to have over the 3,000 hit points. Also, please keep in mind that this is an AoE weapon skill that hits for a range of about 5 feet. So you need to make sure that your trust, all of them, are further away than that, or it will easily one-shot them with the first Arrogant Incarnate that hits when they are in range. Last thing I want to point out is you want to keep up, of course, as I've said, Migawari and Yonin at all times to help with your evasion. And then you also want to make sure that you keep Blind, Slow, and Urine on him at all times, so that he uses Arrogance Incarnate as infrequently as possible. Let's go ahead and see how one of these fights go. I'm using my usual set of trust for this one. Olmia for March, Seth to continually restore HP, MP, and TP to the party, Koromoru for giving me haste and extra cures, Shantoto 2 for SCs and MBs, and lastly, Yoran Oran for keeping me alive and instantly getting any enfeebles put on me off. One last thing to point out, of course, is that I am using my defense high hit point gear set here. That's the one that won't swap to any other gears while I'm doing things like weapon skills and casting ninjutsu spells, etc. So it will switch to my boots for when I cast shadows, so I get the most amount of shadows, but that's the only gear swap that'll be taking place during this fight. I tried multiple ways to actually try and work in more DD gear to try and make the fight go quicker, and inevitably, even if I had 2,500 or 2,700 hit points, he would end up one-shotting me at some point during the fight with his Arrogance weapon skill. So I just kind of decided that this was the safest way to go and the most reliable way to beat this on this difficulty. Enjoy. there we go. Hope people find that video helpful. Next week I'll actually be doing a video about soloing the Divine Might too. All the Archangels at once. So look forward to that next week, and everyone have a good week.